Welcome to another meeting of TVholics Anonymous. Welcome to another meeting of TVholics Anonymous. My name is Ruru and I am a TVholic. Sorry, I'm still sick, and that's why we haven't been keeping up with the Persian style episodes. We've got 2 more left to do. I've done one, I'm doing one right now by myself because Mimi is very busy and very sick, a combination. And I found a little bit of time, carved out a few minutes to get this done. So I'm just going to tell you my thoughts. It's going to be like all like mumble jumbled like thoughts, because I can't even seem to like string together a sentence or like basically a coherent thought in my head, because I'm not well and I'm just like all bunged up, and also just like my throat's hurting quite a little bit right now. I'm sure it's going to hurt quite a bit more as the evening progresses. So please bear with us because we've got a lot of other stuff coming up. And before I forget to tell you, please subscribe to the pod, and you can watch us or listen to us on YouTube, and we're also on social media platforms like Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Blue Sky. Yeah. And yeah, so let me just get on with it. So this is Persian style, I keep saying Persian style, it's the Valley Persian style, episode 8, season 1, episode 8. So in this episode, I just found like MJ was like talking about like door knocking for like advertising with Tommy, and she was like practicing it with him, and he was like farting and burping, which is gross. And I feel like she's living in the dark ages basically, because no one door knocks anymore. Like, she should just use the internet to market. That's what I think anyway. Reza Jackson, he didn't really do much this episode. He did like a free photo shoot kind of thing for Tannen to help Tannen out with her skincare product launch stuff. That's going to be the finale party for the final episode of, I keep wanting to say Shahs, but I mean Persian style. And then what else happened? Sky's dad, we found out that he basically had Alzheimer's and is basically on his deathbed in Iran. And they were like talking about this. She was talking to her sister, and I'm not sure that she should be talking to her sister on like video call about this, because firstly, I just want to say that it's sad. This whole situation is really sad. And I do understand that she basically doesn't have like any family in the US apart from her husband and her kids. And her entire bloodline is basically back in Iran. And it must be quite stressful for her right now because of everything that's going on in Iran. And she's also said that she was going to be going there soon, basically, to Iran. And basically, I keep saying basically. I really hate saying that word. Sorry about it. I hope that she didn't end up going to Iran because of everything, like I said, that's been going on. And I feel like she might become like a prisoner of war or something like nefarious like that if she goes. So yeah, basically. Also, I find it crazy, like I said, that she put her sister on blast like that on TV, because women are like not treated well in Iran. So I feel like that was risky for her sister's life. She shouldn't have done that, because like a lot of women are being unalived there by the regime. So yeah, I was worried for her sister in that situation. I can't believe she wasn't, knowing fully well what she knows about the country. I don't know. It's just a bit that was a bit like, scary for me, like watching that, because I'm just scared for her sister. And her entire family. Like, she's putting her family in like jeopardy, basically. Also, what did I think about other stuff? Well, she also said that it would be like good if she could have like a best friend like Tanin to take some of the weight off her shoulders about her like dad situation. But then she was like, but I don't. And she's basically like saying that Tanin's not there for me anymore. She's not my best friend anymore. And that was like a cheap dig at a friend who has probably done a lot for her, but nonetheless, I did like feel bad for her in this situation because she is going through a lot with her dad and her family. Her dad is basically on his deathbed with Alzheimer's, and her family is like so far away in a country that is quite a scary place right now to be, and especially for women, like I said, or anyone. What else do I think? But it was really bad that she said that about Tanin. I just want to say that, put that statement out there, because I think Tanin has done a lot for her in this friendship between her and Tanin, Sky and Tanin. The stupid aura photos that Gigi and MJ took were such a waste of money. Anyone with half a brain could understand that they're like filters. They're just using filters with like different colors, and I can't remember how much it was, but I think it was like pretty expensive, and they just wasted a whole lot of cash on that. Cash that neither of them have, by the way, right now. They just dumped all that money out for nothing. They just really frustrated me in that scene, MJ and Gornessa. And they were like so excited about it. They got scammed by these charlatans, and it's so sad that they really believe that the aura, what what the woman said about their auras. I hope I hope that it was like a freebie that they got, some kind of like promotional freebie, or like an influencer gift or whatever, or because they were featured on the show they got it done for free or something, because it's not worth the money. Don't waste your money on that place, guys. It's a scam. They're scamming you. They're scam artists, allegedly. It's my opinion. It's just my opinion. Gigi and Dennis, what were they up to this episode? Oh yeah. they had a new diamond business called Valley Girl. Stupid name for a business. And she used this name because, Sky was disrespecting the Valley. So she wanted to make basically the Valley cool again. But newsflash, you failed. You just made it look cheap and tacky instead. The jewelry looks really cheap and tacky, and they could have like done a lot better. They could have made it look better. They could have like used like plated gold, and you can tell that it's not even plated gold. It's just something else, something cheaper, something tackier. They could have made it look a lot like classier, a lot more classier, I think. And there's like costume jewelry brands that look nice, and that you can charge a pretty penny for. It's not like you can't, but you have to make it look at least good. I'm not going to name any brands that do this because they're not sponsoring us, but I have, spent money on costume jewelry that has been, pretty expensive. What else? What else? What else? But I just think their costume, their like necklaces look like they cost basically $1 because they just look terrible. I'm sorry to say, Gigi, they look really, really bad. And Dennis, I know you tried for 5 minutes to make this company. I thought she said that they decided to make the company like a week ago. I don't know. He just bought a GoDaddy website and threw it up, because I checked out the website and you can't buy anything on it. It's just like a landing page, and they're trying to capture emails and your info, and if you want it, they'll probably contact you and send you like an invoice and send it to you. I don't know. Maybe it's not even in existence anymore. Who knows? With dodgy Dennis and his like schemes, he's like wheeling and dealing. Like Del Boy and Rodney. If you know, you know, basically. And she went from basically Gigi's hair extensions to the next like cheap tacky. Yeah, no. Oh yeah. And the sex toys to like her cheap tacky jewelry now, like Gigi's extensions and then sex toys and then cheap tacky jewelry. What a wave of crazy products. And I just wonder what's next for her. She's trying to frame it, but like it's turning a negative into a positive with the Valley Girl name because of Sky, but nothing happened to, you know, like you and the Valley as a couple. Gigi, nothing happened to you and the Valley. um I think like Sky separately insulted the Valley and separately insulted Gigi, and she can't really turn this into like a redemption story. I'm gonna say to you, Gigi, like, sorry, you can't do this because it makes no damn sense. It really doesn't. And I just can't talk about it anymore. I'll talk about it again if I have some other things to say about it. Amir and Natasha, let's talk about them. They're boring as usual, and it was just like weird, all the stuff with them this episode, especially like the coffee shop where the server kept saying, I love you. And I knew he was just going to go through the motions of like pretending to get a vasectomy, and he was never going to actually do it because he was like very negative about the whole thing and kept saying that you should do something instead of like me to Natasha. And so I kind of like knew where he was like heading, and he was just doing it basically to look like he cared about the situation and like he was, you know, trying to do something about the situation. And he was trying to look like he's actually thinking of going through with it, and then he was acting like he made like an informed decision not to go through with the vasectomy. And he was like, I can always do it later, at a later date if I wanted to, which we all know he's never going to do. He's just like doing it for the cameras, I think. And he also is doing it for Natasha to make her think that that what basically she is saying is making an impact on him. And it may actually go through. He may be, I'm like twisting my words. He may actually go through with it at a later date. But basically, he's using a lot of trickery and smoke and mirrors, but it's not fooling me, okay? I know what his game is. And I'm starting to dislike Amir a lot. I really love Natasha, but Amir seems like a toxic male. I'm sorry, I just can't stand him. He's getting worse and worse every episode. And this makes him look like really stupid as well because it's reversible. It's a reversible procedure and everyone knows it. And he just looks like an arse for like doing this to Natasha and for thinking that the audience is like stupid and we won't catch on to his like crafty behavior. We have, and we always will. Okay, someone's always going to point out to you once you're on TV. Okay, so I also like felt sorry for MJ at the Botox place because right when she was about to like get her Botox, she found out that no one was there to pick up her son, and Tommy was meant to be there to pick him up, but I feel like Tommy is definitely going through some kind of depression spiral. So if you can't like keep on time for things, basically, Tommy, that's a problem. And he forgets things and he's just like functioning at a low level in life right now because when we saw him on Shah's, he was like a marketing executive and he was doing pretty well for himself and working a lot. Like we did see scenes of him talking about work and going to work and stuff like that. But the whole Reza situation, evil Reza, kind of like ruined his life and made him like spiral into a deep depression. So that that's affected like every facet of his life, I think. And I also think that it is his fault and he needs to take accountability, and he can't just like leave his kid and forget about his kid. So he has to take responsibility for his own actions as well, but it is Reza's fault as well. And he has to be more like responsible in general, and start paying some bills and get a real job, or make this podcast network thing work for him, like make money, print money for him, because it's not right now. I know he's just starting up and startups don't really make money, but the family needs it right now, his family that he's created with MJ. Because MJ needs like the help. She can't just like raise this kid on her own, like financially and all the other ways too. You need a father figure. Like Shams needs a father figure in his life. It was also nice to see like Gigi trying to help MJ in this situation, at the Botox place. But also all she kept doing was like stuffing her mouth with like Hershey's Kisses, which, on a side note, I think taste disgusting personally. I have had them a few times in the past and they were disgusting. American chocolate in general tastes very, very much like what I imagine cement would taste like. I just want to know why it's so bad. Why is American chocolate so like terrible tasting? It might not be everyone's opinion, but I'm sure that other British people who have tried American chocolate would probably agree with me. If Tommy is like working from home, making his podcast network, I think that he could definitely do all the drop-offs and pickups for MJ. And I think that that would like do, because what he's doing right now, he's not like financially contributing to the family unit. He could also do like take Shams like to all his appointments, and to like birthday parties and to other after school activities, and take the load off MJ's back. It's the least he could do if he's not like actively earning money right now at this stage. The whole texting thing, that Reza sent a text to Tommy, is a little too late, in my opinion. Reza has done so much damage in Tommy's life. He caused him to like go into a deep spiraling depression. He had him locked up in like jail, prison. I don't know if it went all the way to prison or if it was just jail or what. And yeah, so I don't know that how much like Tommy could like, I don't know what it would take for Tommy to forgive Reza, basically. And I personally wouldn't forgive Reza if I was Tommy. The scene with Reza and Adam doing the tantric yoga outside in the heat in their garden, and that random random tantric yoga instructor guy, was really disgusting to me. No one needs to see that ever. And their poor neighbors had to endure that. Hopefully no kids saw what they were doing outside in the garden. Ew. I'm sure people could see them from their windows, and it was probably grossing them out. I just want to say, keep it to yourselves next time. Don't put it on TV. It does not have to be on TV. And side note, their storyline this season, I feel like, is really like lame. And I wouldn't be surprised if Reza gets booted off the show next season, because he had like nothing going for him this season apart from like shit stirring. But there are other people on different franchises, like the Real Housewives of Potomac, that do nothing, like Giselle, for instance. She just shit stirs and never really shares about her life. So maybe they would keep him on, I'm not sure. So MJ, the whole selling Layla's house, Layla being Gigi's big sister. my thoughts on this like situation. Firstly, I can't believe that that was Layla, because I mean, she looks so different from what she looked like on Shah's, and it's only been a few years. A lot has changed, and I would not have like recognized her if they didn't give her a title, or MJ didn't like make it blatantly clear that she was here to sell her house. The house really does not need, really does need, I was going to say does not need, it really does need a lot of work. It looks really shabby, and later on, Mauricio says that he didn't like that MJ did not do any like cleaning or like fix things up. Um, like they do in all those real estate shows, like stage the home, or basically, or like to a certain degree. Like she could have done something, brought in some potted plants and covered up some cracks or something, painted the ceiling like to cover up cracks, or, little bits and pieces. It was nice that everyone helped, and MJ, basically, yeah, everyone helped MJ with like the Twilight open house, and everyone turned up to support her as well. I think a lot of people. But again, by the end of the episode, Reza made it all about himself, saying that Tommy didn't even like acknowledge him and say hi or anything like that when Tommy was there delivering the ice. And it's not about you. And why would Tommy, basically, after what you did to him, Reza? I just think Reza is like really like the devil. I'm sure that people who are like new to this show and never watched the Shahs of Sunset probably think that I'm like going overboard, but it's not a overboard statement. You need to watch the Shahs of Sunset, and then you'll realize that Reza is like basically the devil. And I also think that production is like doing Tommy dirty. They're making him look so bad because he left instead of staying to help set up for the open house. But it's hard for him because he doesn't like want to be in the vicinity of Reza, the person who made him like spiral into this like deep, horrible depression. So I totally get why he's doing what he's doing, but the villain edit that they're giving him this season is like horrific. I know that MJ and Tommy have like broken up like right now in real time, but I hope that Tommy is still on the show next season, and I'd like to see MJ and Tommy's relationship like blossom at some point on TV for the sake of Little Shams, and both of their sakes too, because I think that they had a really like nice special relationship, and it deserves to like go back to what it was eventually. Hopefully, if they do a bit of work on themselves and sort themselves out, mainly probably Tommy in this situation. But yeah, I hope they get to that place. And apparently a lot of people saw Shervin was there in the house, not in the house, at the open house, but I didn't see him. And I know a lot of people online have been talking about spotting him at the open house. And I really wanted to see Shervin on this show because like he was really interesting on the Shahs of Sunset. Like he had that weird relationship with that girl in Australia, long distance relationship. Like she kept coming over and he kept cheating on her and then denying that he was cheating on her because he was trying to show this squeaky clean image of himself. And he just looked like Mike number 2, but less creepy and nasty. You know what I mean? If you've seen the Shahs, you know. Also, I can't believe that Gigi showed up for this basically not house party, for this not party, the what would you call it, Twilight showing, house showing, basically, because her and her father, and like not her father, her and her sister Layla were fighting. That's what they talked about, and she got pissed at MJ as well when MJ said that she's gonna, was doing this scene basically, the open house situation. But then she came to Layla's house, and everything was cool, and she asked Layla, can like you put my bag somewhere for me? And they just like look normal, like normal sisters, like they get along. It was weird after all the build up, but there's like nothing real. I personally feel there's like nothing really there to fight about between those two. They've been fighting for years, and we've seen it on Shahs of Sunset too. And they actually seem like they're cool at the moment. And I have a theory that she's making this up for the cameras and extra drama for like, the show. She thought she'd add that to add a bit of like spice to it. But I don't think they're fighting because they look really like cool with each other. And I think that Gigi's just like trying to like cement her place on this show because she needs the money and she doesn't want to get fired for next season. And also, like, she doesn't want the show to get cancelled. So she's trying to stir as much drama up as she can. It's great for us viewers, but it's not really good for her family situation. And also, we don't like fake stuff. I also think that Gigi is like here because of like the cameras and she wants airtime and she wants to stay on the show. So I think it's like a combination of like all those things. And really everyone and like their mother was there basically. Everyone and their mothers were there at the Twilight open house. I liked the fact that all these people came to support her. So it shows that, she is a good person and, people are there for her. MJ, I'm talking about. Well, okay. I'm going to talk about Mauricio. So Mauricio's thirsty ass was there as well. I feel like he's just so desperate for airtime on every single Bravo show at the moment. He has like nothing better to do, I think, because he's trying to get himself on all these shows. Is he like bored working as the head of his company or what, at the agency or what? Also, I did see that like Gulness's dad was in the background. Dennis came as well because they're launching their like aforementioned like Valley Girl stuff, like jewelry line. Vida was there, Mauricio, like I said, and basically Layla's house was like, I think, oh yeah, no, Mauricio basically said that Layla's house was like trash. He put it nicely, you know what I mean, in his realtor talk. He kind of bashed her house and he kind of bashed the way that, Mercedes um set up the house for the Twilight showing. I don't think he was impressed at all. He was just there for like the cameras. Sky like begrudgingly makes it to this like open house to support MJ, but she doesn't want to talk to the people who she thinks are below her, like Tannen, Gigi, Dennis, all those people. Greg as well. I think it's in that category. And Reza went to stir up some more crap with Sky as soon as she came, um, under the false pretense of him trying to amend things with her. He did his job for TV basically, and for his like he did his own like little. I think he basically did it for his own like shits and gigs as well, as well as the TV, his own entertainment purposes. And he was like shit stirring again with the others after his like altercation with Sky. He goes to like spin another story to the others to rile them all up. That's what I think he was doing. And I can't believe that Gigi and Dennis were just like handing out those cheap, tacky Valley Girl necklaces to everyone at MJ's party. And they gave one to Sky as well. And I thought Sky was going to like lose her mind when she got one. Well, she kind of did. She gives it to like Bamshad. And is it Bombshad or Bamshad? Bamshad. To like get away from her. And she's basically in her confessional saying that this is like a pathetic a cheap and tacky piece of crap from Dennis and Gigi. She's so quick to like, discount anything that anyone does. Granted, it's something cheap and tacky. She's right, from Dennis and Gigi, but it's just like gross the way she's always like putting other people down that are supposedly her friends. Vida also pointed out that the necklace is not real, as she gets one as well, like as she got one as well, and it's just like the color gold and not real gold, or even like gold plated, which I pointed out as well. They could have just done that, at least gold plated it. MJ did try to talk some sense into Sky about making amends with Tannen, but they didn't really like go down well. And MJ was saying things about who are you gonna spend like Thanksgiving with, or like Christmas or something like that. And Sky said, I'm not desperate. I've got other people, which I thought again, which I thought again was like rude, because this person is allegedly close to you and Tannen, and you're just like tossing her aside so easily. The guys, apart from like Reza, didn't really do much this Twilight open house event. They just made like a few comments here and there. And again, like the few comments that Amir made just like really irritated me. I just feel like he's just what you see is not what you get with Amir, or whatever, however you say his name. Yeah, so everyone just was like in the corner talking about Sky, bitching about Sky, and Tannen and Sky finally do talk, but it's like super awkward, and you can see that it's like passive aggressive. There's passive aggressive tones behind each of them, their statements, and before they talked, like MJ did like shit stir to Tannen about Sky. So, like it's just not good, the whole situation. And the next episode is the finale. I did watch the finale, so I will do an episode on that for you guys as well. I hope you liked it, and I will be back pretty soon with the next episode, the finale episode. Like I said, share and like and comment and all that good stuff. And subscribe. We need 5 stars on the podcast, guys. If you can give us a 5-star review, we'd really appreciate that so much. You don't even understand, because this is an anonymous podcast. None of our friends and family know about it, so we can't really get them to like and share and all that stuff. Only apart from one person we've told, and they have not yet given us the 5-star reviews that we need. So we're really lacking on that, because we're a new podcast and we're just trying to find our feet. So if you like us and you want us to do more stuff, please comment and tell us what shows you want us to do. We're coming out with quite a few Korean shows now. We're like recording when we have time, and hopefully we'll be able to do a whole lot more when we both recover, because we're both very sick right now, me and Mimi. But we're going to be bringing a lot more stuff to you guys, hopefully, and we need to know that you guys want to hear us. I know we're getting numbers. Our numbers are like slowly increasing, like with downloads and like hours consumed by you guys on like all our platforms, but we're not getting any reviews. And that is what is really, really upsetting us. And we'd love for you to subscribe as well. So let us know what you think. Let us also know if you have any requests of things that you want us to cover. Then we'd love to know that as well. But until next time, bye.